So far, this winter here in Montana has proven to be an outlier compared to years past, with warmer temperatures and less precipitation. Now, obviously, those in the agriculture community need to be in tune with our weather systems and need to be able to adapt to changing patterns like the one that we're seeing now. These changes create a tale of two winters of sorts when comparing our stock growers to our crop farmers. For those raising cattle, this can be a welcoming change, as it could be more cost effective to raise cows like these. But for crop farmers looking to harvest things like wheat, sugar beets, corn, and so on, they're hoping for some more traditional Montana weather.
It's certainly a lot drier and windy and warmer for certain, so that part makes a guy nervous.
Chad Cromwell, a third-year farmer in Billings, manages over 6,700 acres, growing wheat, corn, chickpeas, and lentils. He says this winter is already having him adjust to how he normally does things.
You change your fertilizer plans and chemical and everything, and your inputs. You really watch them more and be more careful with them so you don't spend what you can't afford to lose.
With seeds being planted in the fall, right now he says crops are typically dormant this time of year, but this warm weather can confuse those crops.
Things trying to come out of dormancy and then it's just dry. They don't have anything to get them going good. When it's really dry and it's trying to grow and it has nothing there for moisture, it stresses the plant really hard.
The lack of moisture not only stresses the plant out, but Cromwell as well. Being a dry farmer or someone who raises crops mostly without using an irrigation system, he relies on Mother Nature to provide for his crops and his family.
It would just be a crop failure, my livelihood. I mean, it's the whole year's wages. You cover yourself with insurance, but that doesn't necessarily take care of everything.
Cromwell explains that without a blanket of snow, soil can dry up in both very hot and very cold conditions, leaving the topsoil nutrients vulnerable to be blown away by the wind. And when plants do come, unwanted critters may follow.
Grasshoppers love a drought, so then you got to start worrying about them, and not only the lack of moisture, but then you've got insects eating your crops too.
The National Weather Service shows that this January, Montana has seen temperatures 5 to 10 degrees above the state's winter average, with below average precipitation as well. The Billings area is no different, as they've experienced their 5th warmest January, with it being 8 degrees warmer than the average, and also had their 4th driest January. Cromwell and 4th-generation farmer Brad Kraft both say it's still too early in the year to really begin worrying too much, as Montana weather is known for its unpredictability.
You know, this is a dry winter, but I'm getting old enough now where I've seen these type of winters, open winters before, and you know, the old saying in Montana, you're always 2 weeks away from a drought, and there's nothing you can do about it anyway, so that's Mother Nature.
As for now, it looks like there could be some favorable weather heading the ag community's way. Weather predictors we use at Nonstop Local do expect above average temps to remain consistent, but more precipitation could be on the way very soon. But on the flip side of the ag community, cattle ranchers and their lot are very much enjoying this weather.
We use less feed, and it's easier to get around, it's easier to do our job, it's easier on the livestock, and it's easier on the people.
5th-generation cattle rancher Turk Stovall says a harsher winter can complicate feeding and watering cattle and can freeze up a lot of their equipment. But for now, he and the thousands of cows he has are taking full advantage of this heat wave.
You know, we always joke, if we're ever going to have a drought, now's the time to have it, because a lot of our costs of raising these cattle is our winter costs. And so we are feeding less.
Stovall says since he doesn't have to feed as much, he and other ranchers save a good deal on expenses, allowing other parts of their ranches or lives to be improved upon.
Maybe you're saying, hey, this is probably a good time for us to keep our costs low and create as much profit right now to pay down maybe debt from previous years.
Stovall adds that since the cows don't have to work as hard to stay warm, he notices a change in their mood.
The sun's out. You're going to definitely see those cows out on the hillsides grazing. You can see that they're content versus you have a blizzard, it's below zero, they're going to be huddled up.
While mostly positive, Stovall says this weather does have its drawbacks. 1, it allows for more active predators, and 2, cattle ranchers will need some moisture to come in to help their operations.
It's for sure at a price. If the moisture's not in the ground or coming from the sky, the crops just don't do it well, or you will have crop failure. You know, 2021 wasn't that long ago, and we all remember what a drought looks like, and we really struggled that year very hard on Montana agriculture to where you see a lot of the cattle left the state because of the drought, which that's one of the reasons we're still seeing shortage of cattle in the state.
Even though crop farmers and cattle ranchers operate on a different playing field during times like these, they have a sort of symbiotic relationship where they both rely on each other.
It'll impact the cattle too, because the pastures will be way down. There won't be enough grass for cattle. And then a lot of dryland hay that's put up for feed. There won't be very much of that. So next year, feed for the winter for cattle could be really short.
While weather is prone to fluctuate and change, if you're in the ag community, your willingness to adapt and overcome cannot.
You got to roll with the punches and make adjustments.
Montana farmers and ranchers are resilient, and they've been through these situations, and in more cases than not, they're ready for it, if they like it or not.
In Billings, Justin Dubell for Nonstop Local.